Hello,
Hi.
good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for tuning in to another Let's Onboard Ramón Hacktoberfest stream. I am very, very happy to be joined here by Ferenc, who is not too far from where I am. Very, very exciting to have a fellow European on the show. A little bit of context before we get in. This is the final show that we'll be doing for this Hacktoberfest on onboarding. This has been a wonderful 1 month long journey of getting onboarded. Uh, ready to set sail. Yes. Yeah. It's been an extraordinary month of getting onboarded onto different code bases, and I'm so grateful to all four of you who have brought me on in the last month. I've had a wonderful time, and yeah, let's get right into it. And Ferenc, I'd love it to give you an opportunity to tell us a little bit about yourself, what you're working on, and yeah, what we're going to be working on today.
Nice. Thank you. Do you guys hear me properly?
Everything,
Yeah.
everything, everything on clear on my end. If there's any audio issues, folks on the chat, please do let us know.
Yeah. I'm Ferenc, and I am the co-founder and technical lead of Infinite Loop. Basically, we are a company who such kind of payment experts because we working on payment gateways in the US from Europe. As Ramon told you, I'm not far from him. I'm from Hungary, and basically, I really like open source projects. I do a lot of open source programming because I really like to contribute, and I think this is how we can learn programming way more better. Because if we have real life experience, then this is why the open source is a good opportunity. And most of the times when I do open source, I try to do my best, because as open source requires, it should be really good. But there is sometimes when I just wrap up something quickly and I just make it open source and let's see what happens. And this is how this SQLfuzz just created, because we needed something. So when we doing tests in real data, since we're working in the payment industry, we can just grab the production data and test everything on that. So basically, we need to fuzz databases and do the tests on these fuzz data. And this is why the SQLfuzz just created. The original issue was that we needed to put millions of rows into different SQL databases. And when we did this, basically it took days. So I don't know, have you ever tried to put basically 10 million data into a SQL database? That's a really hard thing, I think. And
I've had similar experience with Rails projects where, yeah, it can take a very long time. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah. No worries. Yeah, so basically, this is why we were just created the SQLfuzz. At my computer, it takes 3 hours to put this data as well into the SQL database. But we only tried with MySQL and Percona. So we don't really use Postgres. The actual driver is written by someone else. This is why open source is very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, this is the SQLfuzz loading data into the SQL database.
Right. So if I understood correctly, what it does is it takes the database and essentially fuzzes it, that is, anonymizes it so that there's no compromising data when doing things like local testing. I could use something like that. We have that, like what we do with some client work of mine is we have a seed database that's very minimal. that we give to contractors so that they can, work on it.
Yeah.
But of course, then when we want to go and work on the real data, it's inconsistent. So that's a really cool project. So with this package, you've taken what takes days down to 3 hours. That's really impressive.
Yeah, but basically it's not loading real data because it's fuzz data. So
Yeah.
I don't really want to say that the first name will be an actual first name. It will be a random sequence of characters, not actually a string. But we can measure how the system acts when it's connecting to a database which has millions of rows.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. No, that's super cool. And so the way I found you, Ferenc, is you put up your project on CodeC's SQL OSS port. And when I took a look at it, I'm just going to share my screen real quick. If the size is too small, folks, please do let me. Actually, I see it's a bit small. I'm just going to make it just a touch bigger. When I saw this, what we're trying to do with the OSS port is sort of provide a platform that's got maintainers in mind for providing a better onboarding experience, right? For doing our best to do so in a way that goes beyond what a README can provide on a GitHub listing. And so what I really appreciated about your contribution was, well, first of all, I was super excited to see something database oriented, as well as seeing you have Hacktoberfest issues up. As well as some thoughtful, contribution guidelines, what you're looking for, developers and testers, saying, where you are. The fact that you offer mentorship, I mean, that's what you're doing for me today. You're sort of mentoring me and doing some mentorship so that I can contribute. So that's really, really cool. And I love that, you specifically mark some of these issues as Hacktoberfest, so as to say, this project is, good to go for us to do our contributions today. So if you're watching and you still got some contributions to make, come check out the OSS port. We've got lots of projects that have been, like Ferenc, very carefully put up. You also took that time to make a codec map. I'd love to take a look at that. If you're not familiar with it, our maps tool is allowing us to be able to visualize complex code bases. And I love that you took the time to do this, Ferenc, because it allows me to sort of get an immediate glance at what this code base is. I was telling Ferenc earlier, I haven't done Go since 2018, 17, something like this. It's been a while, and I did it only one day during a code retreat, which is nice. An event. So, it's an event where you just go through lots of different solutions. We were making Conway's Game of Life in lots of different programming languages, one of which was Go. And what I really appreciate about this is that it's, it gives me an idea of like how the code is laid out. We have all of the package stuff here. I can see we've got our drivers, which are for MySQL and Postgres accordingly. And also, just at a glance, before I come in and take a look at the code itself, I can see some, engineering. I don't know if you've tried out these auto insights yet, Ferenc, but you can do things like take a look at where lots of commits are taking place lately, as well as see, for example, you can see here at the top left, at the top right, we've got a legend showing us that, for example, action and flags and main are getting lots of commits, whereas connector and runner have seen less so lately. If I take a look at the latest activity, I can also see like where the latest commits have gone. So I see you've been working on some of this in the last month, which is pretty cool. As well as the creation date. I love looking at these and seeing like, okay, so this is a fair, like you've worked on these you've created these, pardon me, quite recently in the last month, as well as seeing the lines of code. Ooh, this one's new. I didn't know, I haven't tried this one yet. Seeing at a glance how many lines of code are in each folder or file.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome. But before we get into that, of course, Ferenc, you very kindly provided an issue that I could work on. Shall we go ahead and take a look at that?
Yeah, but if you don't mind, I can quickly tell you based on this diagram how the actual thing looks like.
Sure.
Yeah, so it's pretty easy because there is an interface in the, what's your favorite inside? Yeah,
Mine,
there were-
I like the lines of code one.
yeah, I like it either.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's really hard to always counting where and how many lines are in different files.
Yeah, and if I remember from my like from my Vim experience, I always, what is it? The command WC, is it? To
Yeah,
see how many lines of code and do some piping stuff. Good times.
yeah,
Sorry, I interrupted you, Ferenc.
yeah, no worries. Yeah, so basically what's happening here, that inside the drivers, there is an interface which defines what the driver should do. And basically this is how we can implement basically any of the new drivers. So we can implement Oracle and MS SQL as well easily. They just need to satisfy the interface. The actual problem that those are paid, and there wasn't any contributor who did the actual integration yet. The others in the package is basically the fuzzer, the connector, action, and flags. The connector is basically doing the connection to the database, and there is the flags. The flags is easy. It's just accepting the flags what we can provide to the program.
Right.
The fuzzer and the action is basically the core mind behind the tool, because this is what just fuzzing the data. So basically, if you can imagine that is the MySQL or the Postgres driver, and they just having an insert function or something like that. But the fuzzer and the action will together generate the data, and it's real fake data. They are generating the data and just basically calling the insert function of the drivers. So this is the very minimal overview of the program.
That's awesome, and that gives me a great insight into how this works. Thank you for that. Yeah, I love seeing how these are connected too, and I feel like this is going to help me down the line. As I said before, I haven't done a lot of Go myself, and actually never worked much with database drivers. So this is going to be a lot of fun, I'll bet. So yeah, and you very kindly prepared an issue for me. I'm just going to open up GitHub and go to SQLfuzz. SQLfuzz issues. Yeah. And so this one at the top is the MySQL Advanced Describe issue. This is the one that you prepared for us today. Is that right?
Yep. Yes.
Excellent. So let's have a look. So currently the MySQL driver reads the table details with the describe SQL command. It would be much cleaner if it would use the information schema.tables, just like the Postgres driver does.
Yeah.
Cool. So in the interest of doing some good citizenry as an open source contributor, I'm going to go ahead and leave a comment. I would love to help with this. Leave that as a comment. I see you've self-assigned this, so I think it's safe to say that we'll be working on this next.
Yeah, I just have to sign it that nobody picks it up.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Thank you. We actually had an incident. We had not an incident. We had a situation last week where the person who was onboarding me had made the issue like a minute before we started, and within 2 minutes, when we were opening it up, we saw that somebody claimed it.
So, nice.
Yeah, no, it's great to see. It's not the worst problem to have.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, excellent. So quick disclaimer, like just so everybody knows, I have not looked at a single line of this code yet. I have, however, run it, like made sure that everything's working so that we can have a comfortable developer experience. Now I've done this. I've been able to do this. I'm just going to keep the README here. And I've actually got this running on Gitpod, which, before, sorry, it timed out. Just got to open it up again. If you're not familiar with it, Gitpod is an online collaborative coding environment. What's cool about it is that it works with a lot of different stacks. So I've done a lot of with another one of our open source partners, Distributed. We've done a lot of Gatsby and TypeScript development here. We got some Python stuff running, but because of how it worked with routing ports, we had to run it locally. But I was able to confirm that this works with Go code bases. Oh, by the way, if the size is too small, folks, do please let me know. I'll just bump it up one more time, just in case. Yeah, we've been able to get it running with Go. So let's do that. And how would you recommend, Ferenc, that we sort of get started here?
Yeah, basically I can describe the actual problem very easily. If you go to the drivers.
Yeah, let's open up drivers.
And there is the Postgres. And I think that is the Postgres.go.
Oh, you have tests too. Very nice.
Yeah.
Let me make this a little bit smaller.
Yeah. Probably the code is pretty ugly at the moment, but that's not an actual problem.
No such thing. It's not ugly. At worst case scenario, it's work in progress.
Yeah, basically it's a work in progress. Yeah. Basically we are on a major restructure of this tool because we can't add features what we really want because of the kind of unstructured code base. But if you are searching for the describe, hopefully there will be a function.
So I need to so search, right?
Yeah. And not this one. It should be a function.
Not multi-describe.
Just this one. And if you see, it's using this pSQL describe template.
Yes.
Which is, if you click on this, it should navigate you to probably to the actual function.
Maybe.
Or you can, yeah.
Let me try something real quick because it did recommend that I install some Go extensions. Since this is essentially VS Code, I can just take a look at what they have for Go.
You can pick the rich Go.
This one here?
Yep. I think I don't really use VS Code, actually.
Yeah, same here. Not all too much. We were talking about this earlier with Ferenc. We're both Vim users. So it's a learning experience. I found it really fun to do to get to know VS Code. It's been. I think I need to refresh. No, do I need to uninstall?
I think you don't really do.
Nope, you're absolutely right. So let's go back here.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes. So I can click on this?
Yeah, I think it just. I don't know how to navigate to this constant. Not that way.
Learning experience, but it's in the code base, you mean?
Yeah, it's in. So it should be on the top of the file somewhere. Maybe this one. Yeah, just click on the postgres.psql.
That took me to this link here that unfortunately didn't work.
Okay.
But I guess worst case.
You can search for that as well.
Yeah. We are learning. Okay, there's two instances of it, so it's up here.
Yeah, this one. And if you see, basically what it's doing is selecting from the information schema columns, and basically this provides all of the information about the SQL table.
And
make
this a little narrower. Sorry, don't want to interrupt you.
No worries. And you see, we can add all of the columns what we want to get. So basically, we can pick the column name, the data type, and so on. And we can just filter on the table name. Otherwise, if you go to the MySQL,
Oh yeah.
and
That
that is
would
the
be,
MySQL, and there should be a describe as well.
and that uses show tables.
Yes, exactly. So it's but it's not the actual function what it's using, because it's telling us the tables. So basically what SQLfuzz is doing, if you provide a database
Mm-hmm.
and the table, it figure out the layout
Figures out.
and basically fuzzing all of the fields.
Gotcha. So what this describe query is doing, please correct me if I'm wrong, is going through each, just showing all of the tables and their structure. Is that correct?
Yes. So basically
Got,
what it's doing, there is two separate commands. There is the show tables, which is getting all of the tables in the data from the database.
gotcha.
And there is the describe, which is telling us the layout or the structure of the table.
Gotcha.
And based on that information, we can just fuzz it.
Mhm.
Yeah. So if you search for the describe,
Yeah, let's do that. Oh, right. Just look for describe.
yep.
So
And
there
it
should be
a same function like previously. It's here, yeah.
here
And
we
you
go.
see that it's not a SQL command, it's just a describe.
It's not
And the actual problem with this,
yeah.
that it provide a very minimum information about the how the table looks like,
Mhm.
because it's telling us the column name and basically what type is the column, it's string or integer or so on.
Yeah.
But what we really need is basically everything about a certain column.
What? Oh, I guess. Sorry, I'm gonna go back to the Postgres one, because that
Yep.
column could be like, maximum length. The default is nullable. Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Numeric precision, numeric scale. Okay, right. So that's the information you would want, but using describe does not do that in an exhaustive way.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So if I were to go back to the issue real quick, let me just reread that. Currently, the MySQL drivers reads the table details with the describe SQL command. It would be much cleaner if it would use the information schema.tables, just like the Postgres driver does. Gotcha. So it is possible to use the information schema like in Postgres or something similar.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully. Okay. Cool.
Basically, what we can start is basically you should go into you should start the MySQL just to check that whether it has this information table or not, or something similar. So basically in the bash you should start the Docker Compose.
Yes, you mentioned a Docker Compose command. Let me just grab that. Oh, right. Is it in the README?
Good question.
Let's find
I
out.
think yeah, it's not there.
Okay, fine. That's no problem. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna just keep a couple notes here. I'm anticipating that it would be good if, like, please correct me if you disagree, to maybe add that to the perhaps development section of the README. If we finish quickly. If not, I'll do it later.
Yeah, I don't really see that we don't really have a contribution.md.
That would be a great place to add it. But you sent me that Docker Compose command. So let's see what we got here. I'm just going to paste it here. Docker Compose F test Docker Compose YAML up. And that's in the test folder. I'm hope you don't mind my being exhaustive here. I just want to I love taking a look at what we have here.
No worries.
So we've got a Docker file, a Docker Compose file with MySQL and Postgres. So it's going to start up a Docker container with both of these images
Yes.
running. Cool. Let's do it. Now, this is something I learned today about Gitpod, by the way. I had no idea that Gitpod could run Docker stuff. That is so cool.
Nice.
Cool. So if you're not familiar with VS Code, we've got two terminals here. One is running Docker Compose. When I can see there's MySQL, and if I scroll up, you should see PSQL, so Postgres. So from the other one, I guess we should be able to run some commands against that. Is that right?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
If you run Docker PS, you will see.
Docker PS.
Oh, nice. Those are running. And we should get into the MySQL one. So that's docker exec -it. And you should copy paste the container ID, which is this
one here.
O3. Yeah.
Is that all one big one, or am I? Hold on. Nope. Sorry, folks. Right. So copy that, paste it here.
Yep. And bash.
In quotes?
No, just bash. Yeah. And hopefully it will have bash.
Yeah.
Just press enter.
All right.
Oh, nice.
It would appear we're in.
We are in. Yeah, we can say like the good hackers. We are in.
We're in. Nice.
So you can do MySQL -u maybe test.
Like that?
Yep. And press enter, and we will see what happens. Access denied. Oh, nice. Then root.
Root?
No, it's with test. With otherwise it.
Like this.
Yep.
Gotcha. Yeah. All right.
It's still access denied. Nice.
Is that good?
No.
Oh, could it be because it needs a? Could it be we need a password? I can see here MySQL password is test.
Yeah. Then go with test and -p.
Yeah, like that.
But there shouldn't be a space between the -p and test.
Really?
This is a MySQL thing.
Whoa, I had no idea. Okay, so like that. Let's give it a try. Whoa.
Yep, nice. And awesome. Let's see databases with the show database.
Like that?
Yep.
Does it need a semicolon at the end?
Yep. And we have the test, what running the test against, and that is the information schema.
Cool. So we do have something here.
Yeah, just use information schema.
Like that.
Yep, with semicolon. Yep. And show tables, and there will be a huge amount of tables.
It's a little larger.
Yeah. Basically, this is the internals of the SQL databases.
Wow.
And if you can describe the columns.
So describe
columns.
Like that?
Yep. And these are the fields what we can use. But this is awesome because we can use exactly the same what we have in the Postgres one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So as you've seen, there is the table name as well. There is the is nullable.
We don't have the key. We have the default and I guess the extra. Let me just take another look, if I may, at the Postgres. So we select column. Let me just scroll up here. So we got field, data type. There's no maximum length though.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not. Oh wait, it's here. It's here.
Yeah.
My bad. My bad. But it's not a separate column, huh? You see, it's like field and type. Does that?
What?
Oh, sorry, I'm probably being unclear. No, I am being unclear. What I'm concerned about is that you see, we've got select and we've got in the Postgres, right? We got select and then one column per thing we want, right?
Basically what it stores, the columns, is the information about the table.
Yeah.
So basically if you have first name, last name, nickname, email address in a table, it will be all a separate row in these columns.
Yeah. Yeah.
So basically, let's say the table name is let's say test. The column name is first name, and it will describe all of the details about that certain column. And this will be one row.
This will be? Sorry.
This will be one row. But if you just say select column name, and that's it.
And these are the names of the columns, right?
No.
That's what.
What you should do is basically select, or just, yeah, let's say select column name and data type, and that's enough for now from these columns.
And that would be describe columns, right?
And what you should add is basically add the table name as well before the from.
Which one? Sorry.
So after the data type,
Yes.
just add the table name as well.
Oh, like this.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And from columns.
Like that.
Yes. And the semicolon. And you see that there is all of the tables.
Look at all that.
And if we go down,
yes,
to the bottom, you see that these T product, T location, these are the tables in the test. And you see that there is the T product has an ID column, the T product has a name, a currency ID, and the description, this T product desk has an ID, product ID. So these are just, yeah.
I see. So, okay. So could we try more? I'm curious. Could we try
yes,
like
of course.
Character maximum length columns? Some are null, but check it out. This one isn't.
Yep.
Neat. It's very large though. I wonder. Sorry, folks. It's a bit hard to read these. There we go. I wonder if that looks okay on the stream. Folks, if the size is not good, please do give me a shout. Cool. So there you so description.
If you check it out,
yes.
the character maximum length is only available for the text data type.
Right.
And for example, the shortcut is a character, and it's only could have 3.
But is that 3 characters or 3 bytes or something?
I think it doesn't matter because in SQL, I think, yeah, but if we are using UTF-8, that can be more bytes, but this is 3 characters. Gotcha. So if 3 UTF-8 characters, it can be more bytes.
Gotcha.
And if you check this out, this character maximum length is a very important information, because in this example, we don't know that the shortcut in the currency table is what it should be, but we see that it only can contain 3 characters. So if we want to fuzz, and we fuzz with maybe with 5 characters, then it will throw an error.
I see. So it makes total sense to get that info.
Yes.
I see. Okay. Where table name equals. Okay. Right. So it would probably make sense, if I'm not mistaken, to essentially copy this command as is, right?
Yes, exactly.
Except for the word table name, because we don't have a specific table name.
But you need a table name as well. Or
we do.
You want to copy it here?
Yeah, I want to try it out here.
Yeah, try it out. And you can use the table name with the, for example, let's say T product. And you will get only the
Where table name equals T product. Which one did you say? Stock or description or product?
Doesn't matter. It's all of it's good.
You have an error in your SQL syntax.
Probably didn't like the break of it.
Yeah, I think so. That was my bad. I'm gonna temporarily change this until here. T underscore product. Wow. Okay, so that worked quite smoothly.
Yes. And we have if you see that there is the isNu label, there is the no and yes, there is the numeric precision.
Yeah.
I don't know what it means, but it's there.
Let me just keep this next to it. So we've got column name, data type, maximum length, column default is nullable, numeric precision is 10. Huh. Is precision like number of floating points? No.
It's an integer, so it's basically, I think, the length of the number. So it can be 10 digits.
Oh. Wait, so that would be in theory a maximum number of rows.
What do you mean?
That would mean that there is theoretically a maximum number of rows for a table if the numeric precision is 10. Right?
No, I think. This, for example, the currency ID can be a number, an integer number. And so it can be 10 digit long.
But it can also be longer.
For the currency ID, it can be longer.
I see. Thank you for your patience with me. I never actually wonder these things. And the next one, right. And the next one is numeric scale. So that's fantastic. This means we can grab all of these and use them the same way we do in
Postgres.
In Postgres.
Yes.
Awesome. Cool. And then the question comes of implementing it, and I guess tests as well, right?
We can check out the tests, but I'm not totally sure whether it has tests or not.
Yeah, let's find out.
Yeah, if you can go to the MySQL test, and probably only the map field has a test.
Test map field.
It's just a simple table-based test.
Okay. Would it make sense to try writing one for
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you go to the mysql.go just to see how the describe looks like?
Of
Yeah.
course.
Okay. That will be super easy, I think.
Awesome. Shall I go back to the test?
Yes.
Awesome. I'm excited.
Yeah. Let me try something very quickly.
Sure.
That is the drivers. I'm just curious that I can type. So, do you guys see the code changes? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Let
You
me
can
have
also
a-
we can also share your screen if you prefer. It's all
Oh
good.
no, it's totally fine for me. So basically, I don't really want to take too much time with writing this test. So
Okay.
I can quickly write it
Sure.
and commenting what I'm doing.
Sorry, I scrolled us by accident. Okay. Yes. Carry on.
So this will be a test for the describe.
Mm-hmm.
And in Go, how you write test, that this is the function signature. So it should start with test and it should accept this testing.t from the built-in library. So Go has a pretty nice testing library. And basically I can do everything like test.log, and I don't know whether I can run it or not. Yeah, can you go to the output on the next to the terminal? It's only visible for me.
Go tests. I've got it here. Don't know if you can see my screen.
Yeah.
It could be that that we can only do this in my context. Maybe if you, I think that the what are they called? The terminal instances are
Basically, you
not
can
shared.
click on the run test on the.
What? Really?
Yep.
Wow. Oh wow. Okay, yeah, there it is. Where did it say test? Huh.
Yeah, and I can, if I type error here, and you run it again, you will get that it failed.
And there it is.
Yeah, so I really like how Go doing the testing.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm just searching for the describe. Yeah, it's here. I quickly copy paste the. Oops.
Oh wow, it even synchronizes problems. That's really awesome.
Yeah, so this is the function signature what we want to test. It's waiting for table and database connection. I quickly look for a database connection because I don't really want to re-implement it.
Yeah, makes sense. I'm curious to see how this comes out.
Oh, it's in the connector. Okay. I really like to rediscover my own code.
I mean, that's it's like having a conversation with yourself from a few months ago or a few weeks ago.
Yeah. So basically what I can do here is, hope it's connector. And there is the
Yes,
connection.
Okay, so that's the connection to the database.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And it accepts a driver.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that driver would be the MySQL one.
Okay, I'm just lazy and quickly copy what I need.
Yeah.
This one. And this will be, this is how we connect in. So as you see, if you're going a bit upper.
Oh yeah.
To the import, it's database SQL. So Go has a SQL connection as well, SQL
Right.
connector package as well, which is, I think, pretty amazing.
This is fascinating.
Yeah.
And the D variable isn't defined yet, so we would need to do that somewhere,
Yes.
huh?
And just put this into here. This means there is a Go SQL driver MySQL, and what it does in Go, you can do functions like this. This is an init function.
Yeah.
And the difference between the two import that it has a blank identifier, this on the start of the import.
Yeah.
This means that it's not importing the MySQL package, it's only calling its init function if it has an init function in it.
Oh, that's what the underscore does?
Yes. Yes.
Gotcha.
So it's not importing all of the package, it's only running the init function.
And if I take a look at that, sorry, I hope you don't mind my
no worries.
Rabbit hole here. So
it doesn't have it.
Does it?
No, it doesn't have an init function. So if you see that, what I called is github.com/go SQL driver/MySQL. So it's not my package.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
I don't know why I saw the MySQL and I thought, of course. But my bad. Sorry. Carry on.
No worries. Actually, if you, oh no, it's not there. Okay. Anyway, so what I need here is a connection string as well. What I want to search for is
Sorry, did I lose where you're typing?
No, I'm just searching for a database connection string. Because here in Go, you don't really say that this is the host name, this is the username. As you see, the SQL open only accept a driver name and the data source name. And the data source name is a SQL compliant or MySQL compliant connection string. And I don't really want to build it up from scratch. So probably I will catch it from somewhere. Okay, it's nice. Yeah, so I pasted it here. This is the layout, how the connection string looks like. I just copy and paste it here and just quickly say that the username is test. This is test as well. I think the host is localhost as well.
Do you need the port?
I have it. And this is test as well. And hopefully it will connect to the database. So I can say that database error. The other funny thing in Go that it can return multiple variables.
Not necessarily just a tuple, but it can be more than one. More than two, sorry.
To be honest, I think under the hood, it's a tuple.
Yeah.
But Go has this pretty nice syntax that you can just put as many returns as you want. But this function only returns 2.
Kind of reminds me of JavaScript hoisting. I think that's hoisting. I could be wrong.
To be honest, I don't really know. JavaScript.
Fair enough. Fair enough. It's more like thinking out loud.
Nice. So what I'm doing right now, I'm just quickly testing that it's able to connect to the...
I'll try the same.
Yeah, I don't need this. Yeah, so it's able to connect
right.
because I didn't get any errors.
Right. Yeah, if error is not equals to nil, then we throw an error.
This is a funny thing because this is the error handling in Go.
Yeah.
If the error is not nil, then it's not an error.
It's not nil. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So we can call the describe because as you've seen in the signature, in this describe signature,
Line
it's
13,
waiting for a table and the database connection. And I can say that, as I remember, it's the product, and I can pass the database.
The database object. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, not objects. And what are they? Structs in Go?
Yeah, it's structs.
Yeah, I remember. Cool.
Okay, and I need to figure out. Okay.
Do we need to import the describe command?
No. So basically, the describe command is a method of the MySQL struct. So I need a MySQL instance. Let's say we call it m, and we can say that m.describe. And it should be just fine. And we check that it returns field descriptor and an error.
So what you're doing here is assigning a MySQL struct
to m
variable
m.
Yep. And the descriptors.
Yeah. Basically, what you see this double dot equal is the shorthand version of this.
Interesting.
Yes. And
does that only work, out of curiosity, does that only work on first time assignments?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Because after that, basically, to be honest, I think yes. Oops. Yeah, it will tell you that no new variables on left side.
I see. Cool.
Yes. And I just error handle it as well. Let's see quickly just what? No new variable. Yeah, what you see here, if there is this descriptors, we don't really use the descriptor. So Go doesn't like if you just create a new variable and you don't use it, it won't compile. But it doesn't care about the error. For example, if I just fmt.println the descriptors, that's working properly. But if I remove the descriptors from here, and I want to add the error, it will complaining about that there is no new variable, what we talked about previously.
Right, because we defined it on line 15 already.
Yes.
So we need to either declare a new one or...
no, you just need to do this equal, and that's it.
Right.
Because in this case, you don't redefine the variable, you're just putting a new value into it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so we need the descriptor right now, just to see what's inside the descriptor. And...
oh, right, let's run it.
Yeah, but the actual problem... Yeah, it's not printing out, because in Go, what you need to do is basically, and I don't, maybe this is something what you will see as well. I'm just opening up a new terminal, and probably if you go to terminals, have you seen this? No?
I don't think I can see it, I'm afraid. Shall I
Okay.
shall I type it in myself?
Yeah, I just figured it out because if you go back to the output,
Yeah.
what we need is this go test minus timeout minus run. And from the go until the $sign.
There. Oh,
You
isn't the
need
dollar... Sorry.
you need the $sign as well. So it's just a regex that I only want to run this test.
Gotcha. Right.
And put a minus V on it.
V for verbose.
Yep.
Mhm.
And it's paused.
It passed, but didn't.
Yeah, let me find out the problem.
Maybe it's like SSH. You need lots of V's.
No, it's not something like that.
Worth a try. Interesting. I do wonder why it doesn't show. Yeah, because it's not. Could it be that we need to? Yeah, it probably needs some kind of flag to tell it like what kind of, what are those called? Log levels?
Yeah. It should maybe no.
Shall I try just printing out a normal hello world?
Yep. Probably it's empty.
We'll see. Yep. Okay. So it's not a problem with the descriptors themselves.
Then we can try with the t.log.
All right. Let's see.
Or that's weird.
That is weird, right?
So it's the newest Go. Why it's not running the actual?
I don't know how to find out the version of Go.
Yeah, it's the latest one.
Yep, that's one I have installed as well.
Okay, then we can debug it.
And by debug, you mean?
You can see.
Cool.
Run it right now. Can you run the test?
Mm-hmm.
It's completely... maybe... Okay.
Maybe remove the verbose flag?
No, I think it's on the wrong place. Let me prepare. Okay.
Oh yeah, none of the hello worlds are showing up.
Yeah. If you run the go test minus V, other things are showing up, but not the t-log.
Not the t-log. Huh. Are there other types of logging? Because I bet if we run like error, I'm just going to try. If I throw an error on descriptors, it should in theory at least... Wait. Check it out. I just tried running it. It passed, so it didn't get to here. That is odd, right?
Yes, it is.
Huh. If error is not equals to nil, if error is not nil, we throw an error. That makes sense.
Now I clicked on the run test.
Let's have a look. Yeah,
And
that looks better.
Probably somehow it's cached it.
Yeah, look at that. There's all the hello worlds.
Yeah.
And there's all our stuff. So let me change this back to log. Done it again. Now it should pass and show us all that good stuff.
No, I don't know what is going on, but okay, that's weird. I don't know why it's not.
Well, that
Something with this Git pod isn't working properly.
Could be that.
Yeah, but I hacked it out, and basically what I did is put the error on the first line, and you can see that it's having all of these ID and so on. So basically we have the test. It will fail because we want to log it out.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah,
true spirit of hacking.
Yeah.
Cool. Right. So there we can see all of those.
Yeah. So basically what we can do right now is writing some kind of testing. Let's say I want to have this descriptor 0 and let me have a second. In Go, you can do this kind of formatted logging. And if you log it, it will show you the actual names of the structs. So I can do field equals, I mean, if not equals with ID, then the error.
Right. So we're gonna check that the first one should be ID.
And the second one.
What does no pry mean?
Yeah. Make it readable. So the second one should be name.
If you like, I can go ahead and write these.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is the last one, the currency ID, and if you do it and it's running, then after you can start to basically implementing the function.
Cool. You said currency underscore ID. Is that correct?
Yeah. It's here, and it
last should be currency ID. Now to get the last one, what does do lists have a length function or something?
No.
How are we gonna do this? I guess we count.
What? We don't really have it in Go.
Okay.
I mean, we have something like. No, we completely lack of this feature.
Okay. So how would you go about getting the last item of a list?
And len descriptors -1. I mean.
Len descriptors -1. Okay, perfect. Cool. So I'm just gonna run that real quick. And we got a fail. And that's
but it's only because of the hello world.
The hello world.
On the top.
Whoops. Thank you. Remove that. And it passed, right?
Yes.
Fantastic.
So you can start to write the functionality.
Awesome. What do you think? Shall we go ahead and commit this test as is?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, sounds good. How do you like your How do you like your commits? You like the conventional commits or?
It's basically your preference.
Oh. So I'll go ahead.
I
and...
don't really like to force my beliefs on.
Okay, that's fair. Do you know what? I'm having a bit of trouble here, waiting for your editor to close the file. I'm gonna do an inline commit. Let's say very considerate, says Noreen. Let's commit with by saying add test for describe. What's it called? Test describe. Describe for
Yep.
MySQL driver. Sound good?
Yep.
Perfect. And I'll push this. This is pushing to my fork.
Okay.
Get status. Set to my main. Oh. All right. So we're going to start implementing that now.
Yes.
So we would need to start from the describe. No, we would start from the describe table query, right?
Basically, what we can try first is
Sure.
putting the Postgres implementation into it.
Let's do that. I love that. So essentially bring this over. That's how you do string interpolation, just like JavaScript.
Yeah. There is two kind of so there is this double quote. And for example, if you have a JSON string which has these double quotes, then you can use this backtick.
Gotcha. Oh, that's very handy.
Yeah.
Nice. So we can take that as is. I'm a bit concerned.
Sorry, I think this MySQL describe table is a different one. So you need to create a new constant because this is for the tables.
Thank you. Let's copy this whole thing and just rename it accordingly. If that sounds good to you.
Yep.
MySQL.go. It's that with MySQL describe template. Is this table name the same? I think so, right? Because we're using that information.
I think it was the same.
Yeah. Cool. And the table, and we can use this because we can then format. Oh yeah, we're using it here. We can format it accordingly.
Yep.
Awesome. Next, we would need to go down to the describe function.
Yes.
Capital D?
Yeah, just try to describe because as you see, it's the method of the MySQL.
Right.
Yeah, so here in the function, it says that it's the method of the MySQL struct.
Gotcha.
So it's not a pure function.
Gotcha. That's how we were able to import it as well.
Yep.
So here, we would want to
use the so basically you can remove this wall string and just put the MySQL describe, I don't know what.
MySQL describe template.
Yes. And yeah. And just
we'll probably need
see what happens.
Okay, yeah, I like that. So let's say that's already saved. Let's run and see what happens. And it did fail. Expected 7 destination arguments in scan, not 6.
Yeah. So basically what happens here, if you go back to the MySQL and going down.
This one here, parse? No.
Yeah, and there is the parse MySQL field.
I really can't. Okay. Parse. Yeah, here we go.
And both accepting, so it is accepting a SQL rows, and I think it's a bit down. Yeah, there is the 4 results next.
Yeah. So it's going to loop over all the results in each row?
Basically you in the result you get back a sequence of rows.
Yes.
And
each corresponding to a column.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes. And basically the results.next will return an iterator,
Yes.
and the 4 can go through that iterator, and it will be notified when there is no more data in it. And the error what you got is basically, if you check this out, there is this results.scan, which is putting the data into this field descriptor.
Yes.
So you pass them as pointer, and the scan will put the values into the field, the type, and null. But it has 6. So it has 6 fields. Why you need 7 fields? Because if you check back to the actual SQL command, you asking for 7 columns. So there is the column name, data types, character maximum length, and so on.
So there's one that we're probably missing.
Yeah. If you can go back and check how the Postgres solved this.
Oh yeah, let's do that. So back
because I don't really remember, and it's using exactly the same. Maybe it should be something like.
But, there it is.
Yeah, that is the parse Postgres field, and you can use the same
4,
field
5.
set.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Not this one. It's a bit down.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. So I'll just copy the contents of this.
Yep.
These brackets. And MySQL, and just paste that in here.
Not here. These are the foreign keys. A bit more down. Yeah,
I did it again.
And you can face the inconsistency of the package, because you need to rename these types field descriptor to field. So it was D. So that is in the 282.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there is for D, and you need to rename it to field. The D.
Oh, right. Gotcha. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna have to do that in a couple
down,
places.
You need to use this field.
Makes sense. Nice. So we're doing a little cleanup there too. Excellent. Cool.
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
Let's do it.
Nice.
Well, would you look at that?
Nice, amazing. It's running.
So, does that mean we got it to work?
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Well, shall we go ahead and run the whole test suite to be on the safe side? Now, if I remember, I saw a make file here, which lets us run all the tests. There it is. So there's a command where you define a script for running all the tests.
Yes, and hopefully it will run them.
I tried this before. Oh, never mind. I thought I'd run them before. Oh no, there it is.
Yeah, that is. So in Go, as I told you, the testing is amazing in Go.
Yeah.
It can create coverage profiles as well.
Out of the box?
Yes.
Wow. Well, that's very impressive.
Basically, it's really nice because in Go, we not just have these amazing testing library, but we have built-in profiler, so we can profile our codes properly.
Mm-hmm. Right. So I wonder, Huh. So it did work, right?
Yes.
But it only covered Postgres. I don't see
Uh,
MySQL here.
Let me see. No, it failed somewhere.
Ah, shall I scroll up?
Yep. And it failed.
Here? No, that's a log. It just kind of failed here.
Can you just do a Go test? And that's it.
Go test like that?
Yeah, and you need to press a space and the dot and the slash and 3 dot. This is how in Go we test for all of the packages.
I see. Okay, like that.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Aha.
And it's failed. Duplicate key value. Okay. And where is it running? So
Am I going too fast?
no. It's just basically, yeah, that can be an issue because if you run the tests are not prepared to run multiple times. Or
Oh.
scan error, or maybe that's a weird issue.
Converting null to string is unsupported. Like in Rails, we normally have like database resetting after every test, which can slow things down.
Yeah.
But
if you can try it, basically, if you go to the Docker Compose terminal,
yeah, shut it down.
yeah, and do a Docker Compose down.
Yeah, I'll just force it. So Docker Compose down, and then do a Docker
and up
Compose.
again.
Yep.
And hopefully it will run.
So same thing, right? Go
Yep.
test. Let me just, yeah, everything's live. Go test.
Oh, it's failed again. Unexpected end of file.
File. Packets.go in line 36.
Probably it's not started yet.
Ah.
So if you run it again.
Oh yeah, still do. Whoops. That's my impatience. Sorry. Okay. Let's try it again. Oop. Let's try it again.
Fail again, but with a different error.
Column
unknown
shortcut.
field type shortcut. Okay. SQL scan error on. Yeah.
Maybe this is a online environment thing, huh? Because I just ran this locally on my machine and it worked. Just try go test.
Yeah, maybe
again.
we can try it as well, but that's an interesting issue because
interesting as in unanticipated.
Yeah, I don't think that it's something with yours.
Let me tell you what. Let's try. Let me commit this, push it, then I'll reshare my screen to show my local terminal running Linux, and
Okay.
we'll because I got it to work there, and we can ensure that everything is running there. So this would be a git status. We changed the driver. I'm just going to do a patch add just so I can remember what we changed. So we added this template. We used the template instead of the hard-coded describe. And we cleaned up the fields and used the proper fields. I'll commit that to say, well, where did you put it? Sorry, give me one sec. Issues. Use advanced MySQL describe. Sound good?
Yes. Amazing.
MySQL describe. Git push origin main. And now I'm just going to briefly unshare my screen and reshare it again to show the terminal. Just give me 1 second, folks. There we go. Okay. I hope you can all see here. On the bottom half of the screen, I've got my Docker container running. And at the top here, I've got the terminal with SQLfuzz. So I'm just going to do a quick pull on Git, get my changes down, and in theory do go test.
Yes.
And let's see. Okay. Check this out. Check this out. Let me just do a quick git log. Go back to your commit because we broke something. Because
but here we are fixing it.
I'm just going to go back to the last commit before I started messing with your code base. And check this out. Works fine.
Yes, but you need to do so as you see, it's cached. And if you add at the end to the go test, minus count
Like that?
equal 1. Yeah, this will rerun all of these.
Ah.
Yeah.
Which is all running.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to check out.
Let me see where we're using this describe. Because what I can imagine that it's basically...
Looks like SQLfuzz itself. The tests are failing.
Yeah, because that is the main test.
Shall we go back? I'm going to take us back to Gitpod, and we can see if we can fix that there.
Okay. Fine for me.
Cool. So window, make file. Cool. So we did break a test. I'm just going to confirm that again. Oh, wait. You said count equals 1?
Yep. Minus.
Yes. Yeah, see? So in GitHub Pumpkin Seed SQLfuzz, the main test you said. Oh yeah, main test.go.
Yeah, the only thing what I can imagine here that
super curious to know what I broke.
these are what we had previously. And we have the default, but we miss the key and the extra. So if you go to the parse MySQL,
oh, sorry. In the MySQL driver?
Yep.
Parse MySQL, yeah.
And I just copy pasted the fields what we have previously. And
right,
if you check out, there is the field, there is the type. It has null and the default, but we miss the key and the extra. And probably it's using it.
Right. But they're out of, could it be that they're out of order? No, the order doesn't matter here, does it?
The order doesn't matter here, yeah.
Okay, so the problem is that we are missing
the key and the extra.
Which means we're missing it in Postgres as well.
Because the Postgres driver wrote differently.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't use those fields.
Gotcha.
Let me check something very quickly. But actually you can do it as well. So basically if you Docker exec into the MySQL, just to check what the field's name of it.
Sorry, where am I going?
To a bash. Something, yeah, for example here. And you just docker exec into the, but you need to check the containers with docker ps.
Oh, yeah.
Because we recreated them.
Of course. So we want the MySQL one.
Yep.
So you said docker exec it
Minus IT. Yep.
hash. Good.
Yep.
And here, I don't have a history here, so I need to, what is it? MySQL. The username is test and -p test with no
yes.
space. That's an interesting quirk.
Yeah, and
query
just
now.
use the information schema, or maybe show databases and this use the information schema and describe columns.
Every time.
And yeah, there is the extra, and it's more down. So there is the extra, and
the key is here as well.
Yeah, but it's in this describe. But can you make this terminal a bit bigger?
Sure.
Yep.
Let me just.
It's.
I take
hard
it.
to... Yep.
I take it that's not what you had in mind.
We have the extra here. So in the fields, you see that there is the extra.
Yeah.
But I don't really know what is the key.
The problem is we don't know what it is. Maybe we look it up in the MySQL docs.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'll look it up as well. If anybody in the chat knows, please do let us know. So let's see. MySQL, what is key and extra?
We know actually the extra.
Okay. What is key?
Yeah, but there is the output format of the... If you go back...
Oh, yeah?
This is the explain output format. The explain is same as the describe.
I see. Thank you.
And
hope the size is okay. So we're looking at the explain output format. And here we want to know what key does.
Maybe explain output columns.
Yeah. The index actually chosen. What does that mean? Index actually chosen. Again, if anybody in the chat knows, please do.
But
feel free to tell us. Index of a column. Sorry, the index actually chosen of the column.
That's weird because it says that. What I'm. Actually. Can we check back to the fields?
Yes. Here.
Whether it has key or not.
You want to see if one of these has a key? Let me try.
Yeah, in the fields, there are fields, and I don't see the key actually. Or maybe it's the column key.
The column key. Just going to make this a little bit bigger. The column key. Should we try this on a specific table, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see. How did that command go?
You can say select column key. Or basically what we can do is if you go to the top of the mysql.go
Mm-hmm.
and
All the way up and copy
yep,
this.
yeah, and that is the MySQL describe template, and go to the end of it on the line upper. And that is the numeric equivalent or the extra and Kayum key.
Yeah.
And go down to the parse
Parse.
MySQL.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we will add these two.
Yep.
So ampersand, that is not an ampersand. That's an ampersand? Nope. Sorry. Sometimes I forget where characters are on the keyboard. There we go. Key and field extra.
Was that the order? Not started with the extra and key.
Thank you. I did get it wrong. Yes.
Okay, and
The
let's
question
run the
is,
test.
let me just try one thing real quick, see if this one still works. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, this is the only checking for the field names.
Gotcha. So we'll go back here and do our general Go test. I'll make this much bigger now that we have the space. Let's go. Looks like this one still fails. Did I save correctly? Odd. So on one of this, you said there was a describe? Multi-describe. No. Oh, no, it's parse. No, sorry. I'm just jumping all over the place.
What is the multi-describe is doing? Or what we can do is basically checking which tests are failing. Or
Okay.
what is the test?
Oh. Right.
If you go, you need to check on this terminal.
Yeah.
Because you're going upper.
Oh, right. Gotcha.
Yep.
Test
And
fuzz.
that is the test fuzz. The actual issue that the test fuzz is a really general test function. So.
Oh. Right.
But
So we have one here called test fuzz.
Yeah, it's in the main test.
Mm-hmm. So at some point here, it's failing.
Yeah.
Select star from S. The table should not be empty. That's interesting that it doesn't seem to have anything to do with describing.
Actually, it's doing a describe.
I see. Oh, yeah, of course. It couldn't do it if it didn't work. Right. Column shortcut cannot be null. Scan error.
Yeah.
So I wonder. You're writing something?
Yeah, I just put a shalala into the.
Sounds good. Let's run it again. So I would expect it. The table should not be empty. I don't see a shalala there.
Yeah, me neither.
So it's probably not failing there.
So yeah, it shows us that the actual error is in the main test.
Do you reckon it's the? Do you reckon it's the run function?
Unknown field type. Oh. Unknown field type that means probably. Let me check out quickly.
Sure.
So
Do you want to maybe share your screen or?
basically, I'm seeing we can see it in the MySQL. Can you go to the MySQL.go?
Yeah, sure.
And
Do you know the line number?
yeah, yeah, that's it exactly. So basically, let me have a second and put this.
So could it be that the problem is the order? No, the order you said doesn't matter.
It matters that it should be the same as this.
Ah, right. So field is column name.
Yeah.
Then we got type. Then we got length. Then we got default, null, precision, scale, extra, key. So it looks okay.
Yes. What I'm checking right now. That's weird. Probably. That's weird because the actual, if you search for you see there is the unknown field type, and you go to there is the search on the left hand side.
Right.
And you search for unknown field type. It's in the action. And basically it's working with the field descriptor field. So basically, yeah, let me extend this because where is this? Yeah, and I adding that this one and field and the type because we don't know what it doesn't like.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So there is, because if you see there is the types unknown which is running in. I know what can be the problem.
Yeah.
But do you like the live debugging?
I love live debugging. Like this is how we get stuff done, right?
Yeah. So basically, yeah, I can share my screen.
Oh yeah, let's do it. Okay. Let me know. It'll show up at the bottom, and then I can share it with everybody else.
Yep.
So go ahead. Just
Share
give me a signal.
screen.
Yeah.
Can I pick?
You should be able to pick a window.
Yeah. Okay. So this one.
Cool. It looks like it's ready. Okay,
Yep.
I'm gonna add it to the stream. Could you do me a favor, please, and just make it a little bit bigger?
Yes.
If you press Control Plus.
I have this button.
Or Command Plus, sorry. There you go. Maybe one more time?
Yep.
That should be good. Thank you. Folks in the chat, if it's too small, please let us know. But
Yeah,
yeah,
is this better?
that works pretty great. Thank you.
Nice. So we have this one. And here we put the type into. But it's exactly the same. What can be the problem? That's weird. The actual problem.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, let me check. This was previously.
Oh,
And yeah. So actually the problem that there is somewhere a mapping between the SQL types, because to make it consistent between SQLs, so for example, there is a variable character in which is worker in MySQL,
yeah.
but it's possible that somewhere else it's string. So there is a mapping, and we map to something like this type string.
Oh, the field types. Okay.
Yeah, and based on this, we know that what we should put into the data. And it's here.
We're not. So the problem is we're not actually using that data properly.
Yeah,
Or
but
yet.
what I don't really see is has prefix. And probably we run into this.
Right, because we're
But I don't know why. Let's debug it.
cool.
You see, if we run into this path, here, not here, here, which means, yeah, I know what is the actual problem. So that's funny.
Are we doing like a regex or something on the varchar to get the length?
Basically, yeah, the actual problem that, as you see here, we say that this is the describe, and if the describe is for example character or something like that, we can put string into it. And in this case, the descriptor has the length. But since we use the describe command, so in the describe command, it looks like this.
Yeah.
But right now, there is no length. So if you see, the length is scraped basically from that.
Yeah.
And
But we're not
but
doing
it
that
doesn't
anymore.
have it right now.
Yeah.
So
And we have that field for length already.
Yes.
So that's yeah. So the
Yeah.
Ooh.
So basically what we need to do is exactly doing the same what we had in the Postgres one. Fields. I don't know whether.
That makes sense.
Yep. Yeah, and say that this one here.
And this is nice because now we don't need to do any string parsing.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Okay, let's just quickly see what happens here. and it's run.
Nice. That's some good deduction.
Yeah. And basically, I think, what if I just hack the system and put this into this? I can't because there are different OGs. Okay.
So that's probably a cleanup for later then.
Yeah. But example, so it's not that hard because I can just do this, I think, but I'm not totally sure. Yeah, this doesn't have a length.
Decimal.
The
float.
decimal has a length, but let's see what Postgres do.
Where is decimal? Double?
Yeah, double procedure. Yeah, basically. Anyway, the tests are running, so we can fix it later.
But does that mean that the package is broken now?
Yes and not, because
Okay.
yeah, what I can do here is basically I can put this nearly to everywhere quickly, and this means that this won't be. So it has a float, it also have a length, and everywhere where I have float, I mean search for that, I can remove this. Yeah, so this is the actual problem, which is really hard because we need this map field.
Yeah, I
and
gotcha.
it's mapping to our data.
So yeah, exactly. So you can consolidate the data from the two different sources.
Yes. Oh,
Right.
geez, this enum is really hard.
Oh no.
Okay.
At least we took a step.
Yeah. The enum is really hard because when you're fuzzing the data,
Yeah.
and you see the enum, so most of the times we don't know about the actual layout.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, we can say that if the field name or the column name is first name, then we will put first name into it. There is this intelligent mode what we will implement once. So what the intelligent mode will do, that basically figuring out based on the column name what it has. So first name will be fuzz first names, but right now we just fuzzing fully random data, something like this.
Right.
And in the case of enums, it's really hard to fuzz them because we need to fetch the possibilities and we can decide from these possibilities.
Gotcha. So I guess the best next step forward now is to commit and make a PR.
Yep.
And probably add this as an issue.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Tell you what then. On my end, I'm just gonna quickly share my screen for a bit. Like, don't leave.
Okay.
I would say leave yours there because then we can do the review if you like, live as well.
Okay,
yeah?
I can do it. But
sounds good.
That won't be hard review because I saw everything.
I know. But still, for the sake of completeness, let's go ahead and do that. So let's see. We added the extra and the column key, and we fixed the mapping.
Yep.
And we'll make that the save commit.
Oh, can we remove that fmt.println very quickly?
Yes, of course. One sec. Start the patch add again. So this looks good. This looks good. This we will add. This we will not. Right? This patch
Which
here?
one?
This one here?
Yeah, I removed it quickly. So
Okay. This will leave out as well?
Yeah.
Perfect. So I'm just gonna do
sorry, I mean you could add it.
Oh yeah. Oh, I can add it. Oops, my bad. So this goes.
Yes.
Sorry, this goes in or out?
Now everything can goes in. I removed
Okay.
the FMT printer. Sorry.
Gotcha. No, it's all good. So let's make that one big commit. So in this commit, we fix failing test app strings and floats correctly. Log fuller logging. Is that okay?
Yeah. Okay for me.
Perfect. Origin main. Yes. So I will go to GitHub now and start the pull request process. So that'll be my fork. Just gonna make sure the size is okay. So we're gonna open a pull request here. Perfect. So we've got those 3 commits. Just take a quick stock of what we did. We did that template. Fixed up the parsing of the the mapping, and used the template and parsed it correctly accordingly. We wrote a test, and we fixed we spruced up some of the logging.
Yes.
So let's go into create pull request. And how did you put it? Add use advanced MySQL describe.
Yeah.
This adds a test for the describe function. Do one map
the enum.
enums.
Yep.
Yeah. So we'll create that pull request. Sorry. You know what? I got so excited and caught up. I forgot to resolves number 43.
Actually, what you can do, on the right hand side, there is the reviewers, assigners, and maybe you can add it here.
Yes,
linked issues. But yeah, I can do it.
Oh, let me see. No, I can go ahead. I think by doing closes 43 should link it automatically. I hope.
Yep.
Not sure why that showed up twice, but oh, Ferenc, have you tried the review maps yet, by the way?
Not yet.
Here, why don't you approve that workflow? I think you're going to like it.
Nice. How can I do that?
Can I share your screen real quick?
Yes.
Yeah, let's. So if you open the PR, would you mind zooming in just a bit?
Yes.
Like on your browser? Perfect.
Is it good? Or
yeah. So check it out. One thing that Codec Maps does is it shows you a map of what files changed. And if you click on view this PR, oh yeah, you already did that. This will allow you to do a lot of the review, the hands-on reviewing here in Codec. So
nice.
So if you double click on a node, like this one, the yellow one changed, you can see the diff. And if you want to, you can add comments or mark them as reviewed, and they'll synchronize with GitHub automatically.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So like, for example, I don't know if you saw there, looks like we removed the dependency of mysql.go on helpers.go.
Yeah, basically this is where we remove the length calculation in the
Right.
string var card to string because it's no longer using the length.
Exactly.
So basically what we can do, I think
Oh, if you double click on the mysql.go, I think you'll be able to see
yeah,
that.
basically what we can do now, we remove the actual length calculation because we no longer needed it.
Altogether.
Yeah, but
Is it already? It's still imported, right?
it's not imported. So in Go, if you don't use something, it won't be compiled.
I see. So it's already
I
gone.
mean, yeah, so it's basically just junk code there.
Okay. Oh, so we can delete that length function altogether.
Yes, because we no longer
Oh.
use it.
Oh, well, we've got a couple minutes left. Shall we go ahead and do that?
I think not.
Okay.
Because I need to double check it. I'm not top of my mind that whether anything else using it, but I think later we can remove it.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
If you press back on your browser, we can go ahead and merge that in then.
Yes. I can approve it. Request from myself.
Oh, yeah.
Approve.
Fantastic.
There are no surprises in it.
No, you pretty much saw it the whole way through.
Why is it still waiting for an approval?
I don't know. That is odd. But I guess we can just go ahead and
we
merge,
can
right?
just merge it in.
Cool.
Yep. Awesome.
Awesome. Okay, well, I know we're at the end of our time today. What I'm gonna do after our stream here is I'm gonna add that issue. Is that okay?
Yeah, totally fine for me.
And
you can add the length one as well.
Oh yeah,
removing the length.
I'll add both of those issues, and yeah, and then we're done. So I think that was pretty fun. I learned a lot. Thank you very much, Ferenc. That was super cool.
Yeah, thanks for hosting it.
Yeah. Really appreciate it. So, folks, we've reached the end of our stream today. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to try out CodeC, you can come to our website, codec.io, and try out the beta. If you want to contribute to SQLfuzz and keep an eye out for that rewrite, you'll find the URL here. I'll go ahead and post it in the chat. And Ferenc, it's been a joy. Thank you very much.
Yes, thanks.
And have a great rest of your day, everybody. Bye now.
Yeah, bye.